Hey everyone, hello again. Welcome back to our third run. So I guess we are going into our case number 3 this game. Let's see this save. All right, let's do this.
我真是太傻了，竟然对吕修传说出了那么多过分的话。所有人都笑我是疯子的时候，我多希望能有人相信我，哪怕只有一个。当这个人真的出现时，他们说的没错。
这不全是你的错。被打压太久后，难免会多疑。
沈先生，
其实，我来找你，是想了解《斗士一阵》这本书。
我们主要想知道你是怎么想出《斗士一阵》中。
为什么偏要问这本？我
啊，不知道。
沈先生，斗士一阵。半年前回来后，就写出了。前些日子说他发现罗佩书中的帖子都不是，他认为那样不对。我是书的共传人，罗佩应当在书上给我。我去找罗佩谈，他却不断跟我说，而我是可以。
这话确实。
我自知是个无用。罗翁文采斐然，在文墨圈交友广泛。看到书迷喜欢故事里的，
但《斗士一阵》却让你意识到，
他怎么能用别人的诡计？那我的存在还有什么价值？既然我的存在没有价值了，那就一起灭亡。我才是。
What the fuck？
沈先生，罗世文又发癫，该给他吃戒烟丹了。
Wow，
先生，
that's a bit
难道热爱是
crazy。
件坏事吗？
为何突然这么问？
我感觉马捕头和罗世文都发自内心的热爱这，但两人竟都因此杀了人。我在想，会不会有一天，我热爱的格致学也……
罗世文走到这一步，罗佩有很大的责任。至于你说的问题，我认为只需区分热爱与狂热即可。
啊，狂热？
马捕头因为盲目崇拜而死，罗世文则是因为过分执着而逐渐极端，是另一种狂热。真正的热爱是保有理智的。
明白了。
That's true。
热爱与狂热可能，不过人在面对自己在意的事物时，真的能。
See. Missed a few facts from last time. Water fire stick, a stick-shaped weapon used by government officials in ancient times as a warning and punishment tool. It is about 160 centimeters long, half black and half red. Black represent the color of water in 5 elements, often used to symbolize the justice of the law. Red represent the color of fire in the 5 elements. symbolizing punishment as severe as fire. The case of Yang Naiwu and Xiao Baikai. Yang Naiwu and Xiao Baikai is one of the 4 major extraordinary cases in the late Qing dynasty, 1636 to 1912. A civilian named Jie died suddenly from Palace, and his wife Xiao Baikai was falsely accused by the Jie's mother of conspiring the scholar Yang Naiwu to poison Jie. The authorities hastily conducted a post-mortem examination and coerced confessions, while the Yang family members who reported the injustice were also subjected to intentional delays and interrogations. Later, continuous coverage by Shang Pao drew attention from both the court and the public. After exhuming the body and conducting a thorough investigation, the case was overturned and the related officials were demoted or dismissed. This case is the most concentrated and comprehensive embodiment of a Qing dynasty legal system. All topics related to the study of Qing law can be examined in detail through this case. According to the Great Qing Legal Code, it is stipulated that those who falsely accuse others and receive a flogging shall also be punished with a second-degree offense, crime of exile, penal servitude, or caning. Accuser shall be punished with a third-degree offense in addition to their original false accusation, with a maximum limit of 100 canings and a 3,000-mile exile. Ooh, 3,000-mile exile. Damn. If the accused has already served their sentence and it is later proven that they were wrongly accused, they shall be released and their belongings returned to them. However, toll fees for the distance traveled during the exile shall be deducted from the accused person's account and compensated to the falsely accused. Therefore, the accuser not only bears the punishment for their false accusation, but also faces additional penalties and compensation, thus granting justice to the falsely accused. However, due to various limitations of the era, false accusations were still prevalent in the Qing dynasty. Knowledge. Environmental impact on body changes. When the external temperature is high, rigor mortis occur earlier and resolve sooner. When the temperature is low, rigor mortis sets in later and resolves later. However, the stiffness in the body's burned to death is caused by the coagulation in proteins due to high temperatures and is not rigor mortis. The stiffness in the body frozen outdoors, in ice, or under artificial freezing conditions is mainly due to freezing. Additionally, rigor mortis occurs more slowly in environments with high humidity. Oh. Okay. Talk to Tifu first.
后生可畏呀！
吴大娘过奖了。
老身说的是你家先生，你小子，
大娘，是您的分析。
谦虚了。要不是你识破，
对了，不知晚辈可否向您请教？
说说你所说的死状，俗称教功反常，极像是中了
千机药。
千机药是用马前服用之后，全身抽搐、痛苦，最后头部与足部反向相接而死。状似千机，故
好可怕的药！
马钱子的有毒成分在西药中名为士地宁。英国警探对尸体做过毒理实验。
西药老身上，既然你这么说，想必是已经反复。
是。
尸检之学博大精深，老身带我找认识的老仵作们探讨探。
That'd be nice.
多谢吴大娘。
衙役 在马大伟的住处搜到了还没，上面还找到了几处，此案应该是铁案。
那就好。
一连破了2桩案子，审
大人谬赞了。
也多亏了阿福兄。
嘿嘿嘿。
大人，刚才啊，
先生，王叔来接我们了。
既如此，马捕头关在另一处牢中。
张大人，咱们就此别过。
Time to go.
小兄弟，又见面。嘿嘿嘿，你我这……
可现在我不想成为罗翁第二了。
哎，这本《新法罗仙》，嘿嘿，哎，还有这本《新石头记》。嘿，
新石头记还跟格致学有关？
小兄弟有所不知，他讲的是贾宝玉在辛丑。
我要读。
Go to bed. Next, Master Low. One second, guys.
“铁匠大哥，案子已经查清了，是马捕头杀害了吕相。”
听说了。
多亏了你的制器谱，我们才得以让马捕头伏法。
有用就好。阿福，
哎，高老板的铺子怎么……
估计卖完收摊了吧？
好吧，本来还想带一笼包子上路。
Can we go through here? Oh, that's with the boat, right? I want to go left, but maybe there's nothing there.
哎呀，你们可算来了！
对不起啊，王叔，我们遇上案子耽搁。
我猜到会是这样。
来了，
开船了，站稳喽！
Oh, fish. Yeah, nice.
“船长，装上这个飞轮，船就能继续行驶啦。”
你呀，和你父亲真是一个性子，做起实验来什么都顾不上。
哎，那他也烧过发电机吗？
他烧过的东西可比发电机大多了。回头有时间我再跟你细讲。眼下先把这飞轮给换上。
好。 真是漫长的一天。
的确，接连发生了2起命案。
先生也忙了一天了，快！
不急，你也一宿没睡，不去休息。
哈大哥帮我做了一个发条，我要装进我的发明里。
又有什么新发明？
保密。等我做出来，先生就知道了。
可别再把发电机弄坏了。
放心，这次我会做。
2 days later，
先生，船长已经调转船。
Yangtze。
咱们去趟金子书局。
先生，要不我帮你一起想？
好，正好。
先生，罗佩小说中的作案现……
是的，事情。3年前，我在波士顿学习法律。同年8月，我收到哥哥的好，哥哥在伦敦的公寓中离奇死亡。我决定前往伦敦。
The art is so nice. Damn.
前面那栋绿色的房子，就是哥哥出事的公寓。
Got new outfit. You see, it's the same thing. It looks better in this though.
Hello, may I ask if this is Officer Jones?
Oh, English voice. Or
Ye are?
I am John Shen, brother of Brian Shen.
My close friend Brian Shen's younger brother, John Shen, is about to arrive in London. Please guide him to inspect Brian's death scene and facilitate his access to the case file. Joseph Iscariot Bell. Since it's Joseph's request, I'll surely coordinate with you. I'm Cody Jones, investigating your brother's case. Just call me Jones.
Thank you for your help.
Speaking of which, your brother's suicide scene looks rather eerie. Young one, you sure you want to step in?
I'm sure.
All right, after checking the scene, come away to the office. We'll sort out some paper. Say, we can wrap up the case then.
You guys again? How many times you come without invite? Is police station 2 free? Or whole London only has case in my place?
Mrs. Cheng, sorry for not giving you a heads up today.
Brought the important person, huh? Move aside.
像，两兄弟长得真像。弟弟比哥哥还要俊俏。
郑阿姨，哥哥之前寄给我的书信中，
你哥是个好男儿，志向远大，才华横。
Mrs. Cheng, can we first?
Take off shoes first. Don't dirty my carpet. Keep wind. Every time you come, my house a mess. My medicine on stove. Knock it over, see what happens.
Nay, bother, dinna fash your... We didn't mean to intrude over much. Theoretically speaking, this should be...
Last trip? That's not what the signs say. You foreigners, you... All right, stick.
Is...
Without him, you break my vase today. Compensate me. See, I told...
这屋是他的工作室，命案就发生在这里。他经常把自己锁在屋里面搞。
有劳郑阿姨了。
小伙子，你
You walk...
I
that
really
lady.
hope this is the last time I'm stepping in here.
Officer Jones, Could you please tell me about the situation at the time?
Of course. That afternoon at 2:05, we got a telegraph saying there's been a... We went upstairs to check, found the door locked from the inside. Had to break the lock up. Once inside, we saw the victim lying in a rather eerie pose on the chair.
Hmm.
A dagger plunged into his chest. His expression was awfully strange, a lot of pain. But
What kind of dagger is it? Is there anything special about it?
nothing remarkable in appearance, light in weight, but razor sharp.
What is the current direction of the police investigation? Have you identified any suspects yet?
I thought Joseph had already filled you in on that. Well, Mr. Shen, based on the evidence gathered so far, the police have come to the conclusion your brother took his own life.
Suicide? Impossible. My brother would never kill himself.
The room was sealed off at the time of the incident. All door and windows were locked from inside. The only key was in your brother's own hand. Not just that, but the weapon only had his own fingerprints on it as well. Again, it's hard to accept. My condolences.
There's a wooden door with a round shaped lock. The lock is already damaged. When we got here, the doorknob was locked like this translation, from the inside. So we had to force the door open. Okay. Maybe because it's his accent? I don't know. Mr. Jones, was my brother sitting in this chair at the time of death? Strictly speaking, he's not sitting in the chair, but leaning on it in a very peculiar posture. His head and lower limbs are bent downward, while his body arches upward like a bow. How could this be? We've looked into all sorts, but there's not a definitive answer. Not ruling out that he got a massive fright or pain reaction at the very moment of his passing. Brian, it's a shame. It's a shame. You alright, pal? You look as if you've just come back from the depths of hell. Can I take a closer look around here? Please go ahead. Drips of blood on the floor as well as on the edges of the chair, which had already coagulated. There were no blood stains in the room except near the chair. Officer, how were the blood stains distributed on my brother's clothes at that time? There were a wee bit of blood stains on the clothing near the dagger, but aside from that, there was not a clear flow of direction to the left, right, or down. If my brother's body was contorted when he was killed, how was he leaning on the chair? Let me do a quick sketch for you. Here's how he and the chair was set up at that moment. The victim's body and the chair found a fine equilibrium, a delicate balance. I'm not sure if that was a coincidence. An unburned scrap of paper seemingly made up all paper. It seems that there was some writings on it, but it is impossible to recognize them. An asbestos mesh with burned marks. Next. Corners of the asbestos mesh is tied with wire, and the middle part has been replaced with wax. It might have been used for experiment, as asbestos mesh is a common tool in labs. When my brother's body was found, it was contorted. His body and the chair achieve a delicate balance. And that's not possible. There were many scattered paper ash around the chair. Not just around the chair, but there were quite a few paper ashes on your brother's body. I heard in the East, you burn paper during ancestral worship ceremonies. Do you reckon this has any connection to your brother's passing? Ancestral worship ceremonies. Indeed, Mrs. Chang mentioned that August 15, according to your calendar, is a special holiday. That day was Ghost Festival and also the anniversary of my father's death. So you're suggesting that on that day, your brother was performing ancestral worship for your father? It's not possible. Our relationship with our father was not good and we have never done such a thing before. Key? Is this ship the key? We took it as evidence in our investigation. This is the sole key to the room and we discovered it gripped in Brian's left hand. There were only your brother's fingerprint on the key. We did that. We did that. What else? Okay, the heck? I won't let you die like this without knowing the truth. I will definitely find the murderer and bring him to justice. The white circle represents the position and posture of my brother when he was killed. Can't let him die this. What else? We got this, we got that, head. We got that. Okay. Oh yeah, I didn't see that. Deep claw marks on the chair legs with slight traces of blood on them. Brian, what exactly did you experience? Looks like a murder to me. A beam of light shines through the skylight directly onto the chair where the murder occurred. Could get out that way. Skylight with no frame show fresh scorch marks and the marks appear to be fresh. Maybe he was killed and was put down through the skylight? Maybe. Oh, and yet those are scorch marks. Even though it's unclear what caused it, this is unrelated to the case. I don't think so. How can you tell? The skylight is very high and without a ladder, there's no way one can reach it. Mrs. Chang's house doesn't have that. Besides, we inspected the skylight and it's locked from the inside the house. Okay, that's weird. Thick dust on the glass, no sign of being touched or tampered with. So it's highly probable that those scotch marks were made before the incident. This is your brother's studio. The marks on the window are likely caused by experiments. Last photos. It's him. That's his brother. Oh, it's him and his friends. They don't look alike. They're your brother's classmates. I heard Joseph took the photo. The one in the middle is Will Stone. He knew your brother from afar coming to the UK. Either one of these two killed him. It seems I have met him before. The one on the right is Toby Chang. He's your brother's classmate at the University of London. Candle. 7 candles arranged on the ground in the shape of the Big Dipper. Each candle is securely fixed to the floor, which waxed by someone. It looks like some kind of mysterious Eastern ritual. The Big Dipper.
郑平，你还能找到北斗七星吗？
Star patterns.
而顺着勺口的方向看去，
就能找到北极星。
北极星是天空中唯一不动的星，它会一直待在，
因此，出远门的人会用它来指引方，无论离家多远，只要。
I didn't find anything special on the desk either. If I had to say, there are some marks on the candles instead. Tell me quickly. Yeah, the side of the candle, there's a shallow scratch. The one next to it also has one. Interestingly, these two scratches are on the same horizontal plane. Indeed, it is quite suspicious. Could it be chases led by the murderer? Possibility of this being a case of homicide is very, very low. Currently, no evidence links the candles to the murder case. Several books on the desk, including Principles of Chemistry and the Interpretation of Dreams. Seems like these are books that Brian often read. Each book's spines has some ink stains. The arrangement seems to have a certain pattern. Officer Jones, may I organize these books? Aye. Captain, the police investigation is done and they're not your property. They're now your property. That's how he says. Side right here. Indeed, the ink stains on the books spread diagonally, so somebody must have switched up the books. These ink stains indeed appear to be flicked from a fountain pen. There is a break in the middle of the inkstand as if one book is missing. Clearly another book in the middle has been taken. Could you please tell me if the police took a book with ink stains on its spine from the scene? Nah. Could it be that the killer took the book? Seems difficult to confirm if the book was missing, then it had been gone for a while. It's a shame. You need to trust the police. Do not assume there's a killer on. Okay. So incompetent, come on. Like a killer case to me. There's a small stool placed between the desk and the candle arrangement. The stool is very small with a height of less than 27 centimeters. The window can only be opened from the inside and cannot be opened from the outside. Below is the busy Plymouth Street with fashion stores, jewelry shops, and furniture stores. Not far away are the iconic Palace of Westminster and the Royal Opera House. Through the window, the three-star Savoy restaurant. I can't read this word. Restaurant across seems to be very busy. Lap bench. A lap bench that is filled with bottles and containers. Dismantled kerosene lamp on the table. Several long cotton threads soaked in the kerosene bottle and small brush inside. A stack of oil paper on the table. Each sheet is large and thin. Various chemicals and reagents placed on the lab bench. Among them, there are aspirin, procaine, and methane. Test tubes contain powder herbal medicines such as Sephora flavicins and Angelica sinensis. Oh, I read that. Good. Various chemicals and reagents placed on the lab bench. Okay, we already read that. Okay, this one. This bottle contains strychnine. Officer Jones, Do you know where the strand is in my brother's room? The strand is in my brother's room? Oh. Do not flash. We have certainly looked into this angle. Your brother's autopsy and toxicology tests were done by Joseph, a forensic expert. Even though the signs on the blood on the body looked like strychnine poisoning, the test came out negative. What about other toxins? Of course, all of them came back negative. And our capabilities are limited, and some new drugs may not be detected. What is the current police speculation about the cause of my brother's body contortions? Just a moment. Let me check my notebook. It has Joseph's speculation. Oh, found it. We found a recently healed wound on the victim's foot. If there's rust contamination on the wound, or if he was exposed to germs during experiments, then there's a possibility of tetanus infection. If he got a fright or felt intense pain, it might have caused back spasm. Or if there's a stimulation causing back nerve paralysis, it could lead to body contortions. In summary, Joseph thinks there are many possible causes for the body contortion. As for the toxicology test results, they were all negative. Did it? When we entered the scene, the phonograph was still playing, but it stopped after a short while. Did it stop because the wax cylinder ran out? It has been about 15 minutes of playing. I have personally verified this matter. There's a cafe downstairs in this building, just one floor below. Staff reported continuous opera music from this room from 1:40 to 2:30 p.m. that day. Did they hear any other sounds? No. Yes. It's about Zhu Liang, who failed to borrow 10 years of lifespans from heaven 90 years ago. So that's how it is. What was originally inside this white circle? A row of Morse code paper strip which we took as evidence. So you found it on the ground? Aye, that's right. I suspect it fell from the Morse code telegraph machine. Does it have any content on it? Aye, it's telegrams from Mr. Bell, Joseph's father. We checked the contents, discussing the development of a certain drug. Nothing suspicious. On the top shelf, there are certificates and medals that my brother has received. In the middle, there are some pharmaceutical theory books and laboratory equipment. Okay. At the bottom shelf, there are several wax cylinder records, including Han Palace Autumn. Okay, that's it. This is the telegraph machine on the table, and there are traces of it being used on that day. The Morse code paper reel we found should be fitted in the hexagonal area on this tab. Other than that, no other abnormalities were found on the machine. Okay. Talk to him quick. Officer Jones can ask you a few more questions. Sure. Officer Jones, you mentioned earlier that someone filed a report. May I ask who the reporter is? It came in as an anonymous telegram. Ooh. Had only one sentence. A homicide occurred at 79 Pearly Street. It does sound somewhat illogical. Since this room is locked and is a suicide, how could anyone know a homicide occurred here? I must admit, you got a sharp mind, but see, the curtains of this window was not closed at that time. It's likely that someone from the opposite building saw the body through the window. Has the police questioned the residents of the building opposite? Yes, anything you can think of, we have already considered. Just gonna check that building to look for eyewitness took up my entire week. It's hard to identify potential witness with the busy restaurant on the 3rd floor. Officer Jones, can I ask you a few more questions? Yes. Joseph. Officer Jones and Joseph were both at the Kynaston division, right? Yes, Joseph was my superior just half a month ago. However, 2 weeks ago he got a transfer order and was set to be moved to Shanghai. Was Joseph in charge of my brother's case before? Yes, that's correct, but no. The case is in the hand of the new detective sergeant. The new sergeant is not an easy person to deal with. When we gone to the police station later, you'll witness yourself. Officer Jones, can I ask you a few more questions? I keep reading this same line again. About a suspect. May I ask if the police have identified any suspect yet? As I mentioned before, your brother's death was a suicide, so there were no suspects. And if it is determined as a suicide, don't we need to rule out the possibility of homicide? Of course, we had looked into all the suspicious individuals. Mrs. Chang, the only person there in the flat that day. Stone Wu, your brother's classmate, had a good relationship with him, but had a big role before. Toby Chang, your brother's classmate, had a competitive relationship with him. And there's also the center of the telegram, Mr. Bell, your brother's research project sponsor. We have interrogated all of these individuals, all had alibis for the time of the incidents. I completely understand your desire to uncover the truth, but the truth is your brother committed suicide. Officer Jones, I'm not gonna say that again. I don't think it's a suicide. It's like a homicide to me. Auntie Chang, may I? Do you want to know about my personal matters, about your brother's matters, or about the case? You like to ask how long I have been in London? Exactly. I am from Tichou Canton, and I've been here for 13 years. The fog in London toxic, you can see nothing, smell unpleasantly. Lungs corrupted for living here. No one cares about this terrible environment. At the Chang, the sick is sees indeed. My lungs are still alright. The medicine inside is nothing special. They're all tonic herbs, astragalus, ginseng, and goji berries. Auntie Chang, may I ask? Your brother is polite and knowledgeable. Our astrology is a good match. I was born with negative energy, susceptible to invasion by cold or hot evils, while your brother was born with positive energy elements. Balancing yin and yang is the essence of 8 Chakram's philosophy. If he rents his house from me, both he and I should benefit. Indeed, it is a pity that he lacks earth element in his 5 elements, sign of a short life. Don't move. Your eyes are bright and lively, your facial features are well proportioned, sign of long life. Listen to my advice, don't hold on to gains or losses, only trap your inner demons. Do you want to know about the case? What happened that day? That day I was sitting at the entrance. Brian came back at noon and greeted me. Also, I saw several people following him like ghosts. Ooh. After your brother came back, they stood opposite side of the street staring here. Keep an eye on him. Do you know that my brother? It seems like he also noticed. His left facial muscle is twitching, but expression looks peculiar, very rigid. At that time, it was approximately around 1 o'clock. I watched him go upstairs and lock himself inside. He didn't come out again. Before the police arrived, I stayed at the entrance the whole time and no one else went in. Auntie Chang, regarding this matter, what do you... I told police, but they didn't believe me. They even said it was my mistake. Public security here, bad. No more questions. Cabinet, a wooden miscellaneous cabinet. Inside there are various uncommonly used items piled up. Can we check her bedroom? The bookcase in the bedroom is filled with detective novels. There are also murders in the room. Margot, The Woman in White, and The Moonstone. A whole collection of Sherlock Holmes series. Oh, this is his room. The other room is his studio. Okay. The return, a gift book from Joseph. There's a dedication he left on the title page. Brian, welcome back to the Conan Doyle Circle. Enjoy the return, Joseph. I remember Brian's dream to become a detective. There are Brian's coat and hat. I didn't find any suspicious clues. Photo. This is probably one of only family photo. If it weren't for our father, the family wouldn't have fallen apart. Nowadays, even you have left. This is? Oh.
爹爹，孔明灯真的能实现愿望？
当然可以。孔明灯是月亮。
真的吗？月亮会听？
会的。你把心。
那我要成为像徐霞客那样的旅行。哥哥，
我的愿望是成为一名侦探。侦探也像旅行家一样四处冒险，但他们总能发现别人注意不到的细。
这么厉害！
好啊，我相信一定会实现的。
孔明灯飞起来了，爹爹，快拍照！
This was taken before my father. This photo has been with my brother all along. This is my brother's diary. The previous page has been torn off. Only one page remains. This is dead end. Everything is meaningless. Utterly meaningless. Okay. Suspicious? I carefully searched the bed, but no clue. This is a statue of Kang Yu, placed as an offering on the ancestral altar. In front of the statue is a censer with 3 burning incense sticks and 2 lamps inside. Medicine being brewed on the stove, and the hallway is filled with a strong herbal smell. But this smell is unfamiliar. It doesn't resemble common Chinese herbal medicine. After a while,
I have already checked everything. Please take me to the police station to take a look at the case files.
Aye, bro. We're off then.
Aye, bro.
At the station, you'll need to sign a few papers for me.
Knock knock.
二位，我刚接到汉阳铁厂会办李毅的电报，想拜托你们帮个忙。那李毅是我多年，他们铁厂今晨发。
汉阳，汉阳铁厂，我早就想去汉阳铁厂看看。先生，我们接下这桩委托吧，反正也顺路。
He looks nicer in that clothes. I don't like the red one. Looks suited with him.
那我们即刻出发。
One sec. Early 20th century. Oh my god. Keep saying this, but the art is nice. Yeah, the art and the animations are so nice. and steel, the backbone of industry.
吴越春秋中有对干将莫邪炼钢法门的记载。夫神物之化，虚人而成。我本以为那只是鬼，但他却在今时。
What the fuck? Chapter 3: The Haunted Furnace.
先生，快看，前面就是汉阳铁厂，咱们赶紧进去吧。
Let's see what did we miss? Any facts? Oh my god, we got like 5 facts. Evidence. Not gonna bother to read this again. Morse code. This is interesting. So Peking Opera 7-star lamp. A traditional Peking opera play, also known as Coming Back for Longevity, adapted from novel Romance of the Three Kingdoms. It tells the story of Zhulang, a prominent Chinese military strategist who suffered from severe vomiting and blood loss. He performed a ritual that used 7 lamps to prolong his life. However, the ritual was interrupted and Zhulang died with a premonition of his future. Okay, this one is interesting too. We're gonna read it later. Hungry Ghost Festival. Hungry Ghost Festival is also known as Zhuangyuan Festival. It's a traditional Chinese festival observed on the 15th day of the 7th month in a lunar calendar. In ancient times, during a 7th month of lunar calendar, Emperor presented the newly harvested grains to the ancestral temple to repay the blessing of gods, ghosts, and ancestors. In Buddhism, believers held a Bon festival ceremony on the same day according to the Ulambana Sutra, offering sacrifices to monks and returning merit to their parents. In Taoism, it is said that the emperor of the Central Plains, the highest official in the land, forgives the sins of the dead on this day. People offer flowers and fruits, set up altars, and recite scriptures, praying for the emperor to forgive the ancestor and also to save other souls. I think in my country, we do this on the 7th month of the year. I think we do this too. Just don't remember.
2位就是胡船长引荐的侦探吧？我是汉阳铁厂会办李毅。
It looks nice. I like that. Those.
在下沈仲平，这是我的助手，烦劳大人说下这起事件的经过。
今晨，平卢车间的丁将木不慎坠入钢水包中，因
How can he just accidentally fail? Deputy Administrator in the newly established government offices or representative organizations at the end of the Qing Dynasty, the Deputy Administrator refers to the Assistant Director of the organization and is an official title. The Executive Director is usually called the Administrator or the General Manager. For example, the preparations for the construction of the Hanyang Iron Works began. Kai Xingyang was appointed as the administrator, and Zhao Weiqing, along with Zhu Jianing, were appointed as deputy administrators. They were in charge of machinery purchases, site selection, iron mining, coal mining, and other affairs in the ironworks.
发了爆炸。
Sorry guys, 1 second. Okay. Sorry about that. I'll drink some more water.
表面听起来就是一起意外事故， 是有什么问题吗？
这丁匠木坠入钢水包之时，有2位工人目睹了经过。他们都说丁匠木是凭空出现在平路2层的。
啊？平？
正是，没人看到他上去，但眨眼的功夫他就站在那儿了。也因如此，工人间开始流传些怪力乱神。此事确实颇，眼下消息已隐有外传，再拖1日，还望沈先生于今日之内查明情况。
放心，交给我们吧，会办大人。我家先生可是专业的。
那就有劳2位了，本办还有事在身。
啊？哎，我还没来得及问去。
我们先去事故现场看看吧。
The deputy administrator claims that the worker saw Ting appear suddenly on the 2nd floor. Then, in front of witnesses, he fell from the 2nd floor furnace area into the ladder. The deputy administrator claims that workers saw Ting appear suddenly. I read it again. Just happened to read it again. And again, and again, and again. Molten steel is flowing out of the outlet. What a grand sight. Oh, she's here again. Auntie, you're here as well. Officer said something terrible happened here and asked me to come examine the body. I rushed over here the second I arrived. I haven't had time to eat lunch yet. But Auntie, can you still examine the body after it falls into the furnace? What's there to examine? She's all ashes now. I don't have any godlike abilities to help me distinguish a corpse from a slag. Yeah, even if Auntie was the reincarnation of Shang-Chi, it's still impossible. Unless you get the point. I like them. So it seems like you two are overseeing this matter as well. That is correct, Auntie Vu. Do you have any information on this case? The deceased is called Ting Ta Feng. He's 45 years old and the foreman of the factory floor. As for the cause of this incident, lots of sayings, but most of them can't be taken seriously. Auntie, have you heard the rumors too? Come on, tell me. You little rascal. Why are you always so interested in chasing shadows? Without an autopsy, it'll be even more difficult to uncover the truth. You're right, Auntie. He fell from the 2nd floor, so you should go there. No need to waste your time here. What? Oh, that's him. Shang-Chi was a government official and a forensic medical scientist from the Southern Song Dynasty, 1127 to 1279. He dedicated his life working in criminal court and accumulated a remarkable amount of experience in forensic identification. In his later years, he wrote the book called Collected Cases of Injustice Rectified, the oldest known monumental work on forensic science, more than 300 years earlier than when relevant works began to appear in Europe. Yes. Why is it area blocked up by ropes? Someone is protecting the scene by using the rope as a boundary line. Such a careful and professional arrangement must have been the work of Auntie Vu. Stop licking my boots. It was already like this when I got here. Huh? What could have been? This is ladder number 2, the ladder that the foreman fell into. Ladders are 2 meters tall and can hold up to 30 tons of molten steel at a time. Chung, we reach the site of the incidents when we go up from here. Hopefully all the crucial evidence will still be there. It burned. Oh. What's wrong then? Alpha, what's the matter? Look, there are scorch marks all over the stairs. The explosion was caused by the incident. And when the stairs were affected, the splash range of the explosion must have been quite wide. This means that no one could approach these stairs for quite a while even after explosion. Let's go. Afu, is this level used to open the molten steel outlet? That's right, this is a very tactful design. How is that so? Look, this level is really long. You have to stand here to open the outlet shutter. It is designed this way to prevent the workers from getting burned. That's right, the molten steel in the furnace can reach a temperature of a staggering 1600 degrees Celsius. Once the shutter is open, the temperature close by rises rapidly. It's much safer to open the furnace from such a distance. Wait, so who opened this then? Because he was standing here when we saw that video, the clips, right? Standing here, this open, it failed. And who opened this? This is where Foreman Ting's falling incident took place. You are able to see the workers in the opposite metal casting area from here. Who was here, maybe hidden? Nobody saw him come up. You can also see the ladle directly below is ginormous, like a well. When the incident happened, the well was filled with red hot molten steel. It sure looks like an entrance to hell. No, this is the entrance leading to the truth. Chung, let's begin investigations. What's that? Chung, there's some grayish white powder underneath the railing. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Upon closer examination, these are small particles that have a lingering pungent smell. Afu, do you know what this is?
Huh?
I can't remember anything right now, but this might be a residue of something that was burnt. Once shutter is open, molten steel up 600 degrees Celsius flows through here into the ladle. When that happens, the temperature close by will be extremely hot. Where did the molten steel go? Perhaps the workers may know something about this. Wait, what else? I don't see anything else. Got two more. Here. Although there are scorch marks on the molten steel outlet shutters, is still intact. It seems like a furnace explosion accident didn't occur at the time. Wait, where do we click again? That? Railing? There are scorch marks over the railings, forming things for cause an explosion. Afu, although quite a few people have mentioned the sound of explosion on site. Could it be possible that the explosion occurred first, then Ting fell into the molten steel after? The human body contains a lot of water. When water meets molten steel, it will vaporize and its volume will expand 1,000 times. So if a person were to fall into molten steel, it's bound to invoke an explosion. Then if the explosion occurred first and Ting fell after, there would have been two explosions. However, the workers only saw one explosion. It must have been caused by Ting's fall. Correct. A section of the railing next to the molten steel outlets is missing. You're right, judging from the structure, there should be a movable crossbar here. Design makes it more convenient to clean the molten steel outlets. But where did the crossbar go? Could it be that it fell into the ladle? The detail is quite suspicious. You're right. Chung, this is the charging area behind the furnaces. The workers working here should probably know something, right? Let's check my down.
Huh?
Could it be that someone orchestrated this accident? You mean someone deliberately loosened the railing? When Foreman Ting leaned upon it, the railing came off and fell into the ladder along with it. Along with him? Exactly. That does seem practicable. However, how did that person convince Ting to lean against the railing after the shutter was open? Right. Who opened the shutter? No hurry to conclude. We should investigate all the places that can be looked into first. Li Chang, hi. Mister, I'm Shang Chengping. I was entrusted to investigate Foreman Ting's falling accident. Could I have a moment of your time? Don't call me mister. I ain't used to that. I'm just a furnace charger. The name's Colton Lee. You can call me O Lee. That's all you want. Miss, what are you mainly responsible for? I am responsible to charge the furnace. I'm also in charge of opening and closing outlets. Does charging the furnace mean to add fuel to the furnace? Not fuel, but bulk materials. Wait, what? Read that. Blast furnace, molten iron core, metal mixer, open test furnace. If you want the steel to be of high purity, you need to add bulk material every now and then. Are there any other workers on the second floor platform? There are a few helpers, but last night was just a trial production. I didn't ask them to come. It takes 4 hours to burn a furnace of steel, so it's enough for me to handle alone. 4 hours. You don't look so well, Oli. Haven't you rested? I just won all-nighter last night. I was going to rest today, but then the incident. Those punks don't have the guts to work, so they're just grabbing onto me and draining me dry. Once John gets to the bottom of this, you'll be able to take a break. Take a break? That's just like looking forward to seeing the moon of New Year's Eve. Don't count on it. That's all you want. Foreman Ting. What kind of person was Foreman Ting? He's a stubborn, one-tracked, minded guy who's not so popular. He's so obsessed with steel technology that he even forget to pay our wages. Ever since he started worshipping the gods, he became even less human. He even provoked. Provoked what? Never mind. There's no point in talking about this since he's already dead. Were you working here when the incident occurred? I've been busy working here since last night. After pulling an all-nighter, the molten steel in furnace number 1 was finally ready. Once the ladder was filled, I checked the quality of the molten steel and closed outlet number 1. After that, I came back and started out the loader and started preparing for the next batch. I was shoveling materials into furnace 1 and suddenly hear a boom. I saw furnace 2 emitting smoke. The molten steel splashed everywhere and the railing on fire. I thought it was a furnace explosion, but it wasn't. Someone opened the outlet in the vents. How could you be sure that someone else had opened it? The lever was in buckle, so someone must have done it. Is it possible that you opened it yourself but then forgot about it? No way! I couldn't have opened up furnace number 1. Number 2 after I just finished working on the number 1. After I finished work on furnace 1, it takes 1 hour to begin work on furnace 2. Is this why you think Foreman Ting pulled the lever himself? I don't know, but it could only have been him, right? Throughout this process, did you see Foreman Ting? Nope, I didn't see him at all. Actually, I only knew what happened after I heard Oh Chow and the others talking about the incident. Wasn't Oh Chow one of the workers who witnessed the incident? Yeah, I heard him say that Ting appeared next to the molten steel outlet out of thin air. Everyone's guessing it was the 5 ghosts, transportation magic. All in all, it's strange business, I tell you. Wait. Oh, Lee, please tell us more about the foreman worshipping God. We need to have a comprehensive understanding of him. You also think his death is related to that statue? Statue? What statue? It must have been possessed to provoke that sort of thing. They all say that it's easy to invite a god but hard to send one away. If you neglect them, you could be possessed by evil spirit, or worse, you may get killed.
Huh?
Huh? Oh, Lee, you still haven't told us what Foreman Ting was worshipping through. No? No, I just can't. It's unspeakable. I advise you both to stay far away from the shrine in the office. Okay. Suspicious? Nobody here? It is fuel that's piled up here. This is bulk material, mostly lime and fluorite and the sorts. So you need lime to make steel? Yep, bulk materials are used to separate impurities from the molten steel. Okay. Chung Oli said he didn't see Ting. Could it be that Foreman Ting was deliberately avoiding him? That is possible. Even so, why would Foreman Ting do that? We know very little about the deceased at the moment, so it is too soon to judge. We also cannot rule out the possibility that Oli is withholding information from us. Chung, let's go and interview the workers in the ironwork. There is statues. Oli said that Foreman Ting's death is related to the shrine in the office. I wonder what the shrine actually looks like. We will know once we go to the office and see for ourselves. Why is this door locked? That door is the transportation of minerals and an elevator is on the other side. This door is usually locked and only opens when we are transporting minerals. When was the last time minerals was transported up here? Let me think, it should be 2 days ago. I finally got to see an autoloader with my own eyes. So this is what a structure of a crown block is like. If we go further, we'll be able to go around the left side of furnace number 1. Molten steel is coming out from there and it's scalding hot. We better not go over there. Cannot go there, gotta go back. Things. Afu, are these big crane hooks used to transport the ladle? Yep, these are the crane hooks of the big bridge crane. It can lift up to 50 tons of load. Chung, be careful of the molten steel up ahead. I am unable to get any closer due to the heat. It's hot. I don't think we missed anything, right? Hold on, check. I don't think we did. We didn't go to the back here though. Oh. Huh? Huh? How come there's a big sheet of tarpaulin here? So they kept steel scraps to prepare for the smelting pile underneath here. It's well protected. Can steel scrap be used as raw material? The steel scraps are quite rusty. That's the advantage of the open hearth process. Steel scraps can be used as raw materials. Yeah, I'll try to read the facts and evidences. Not the evidences, but facts later. Yeah, facts and knowledge. Evidence. We got these. After something like this, our wages are being paid early. Supervisor Ho, how about Awu? Keep your mouth shut. Just take the money and go. I don't think I've seen this young man before. We're not here to get paid, we're here to investigate the case. Oh, Su-hang, this is Detective Shen and his assistant, Afu. They are here to investigate the matter of the foreman Ting's falling incidents. I see, it's a pleasure to meet you. I almost forgot this important matter. Ho Su-hang, please make a deposit for Detective Shen. Your Honor, I cannot accept this for nothing. Detective Shen, I will reward you properly after you find out what exactly happened. Well, you need not refuse, Detective Shen. The sooner everything is clear, the less damage to ironworks we will have to sustain. Chung, it seems that if we don't accept the money, Mr. Lee can't be at ease. Alright. Give me the money. Free money. Can't say no. What are your duties, Mr. Ho? I'm the supervisor of funds. All things related to money he fall under my responsibility, such as bookkeeping, managing bills, as well as the purchasing of goods and materials, and paying wages. You're a smart cookie, young boy, but I'm not the one who's in charge of paying the wages. Usually the workers' wages are paid by the foreman directly, but that's why I'm doing it. Just heard from the workers that the wages for this month are being paid earlier than usual. Indeed, Mr. Lee instructs me to do so, hoping that this will calm everyone down. You two probably don't know that the Siemens Martin furnace in this incident was very expensive. After the incident, people on the factory floor were terrified, causing production to stagnate. Each day the furnace is not in operation, thousands of silver coins will be lost. No wonder Mr. Deputy Administrator seems so anxious. How is your relationship with Foreman Ting, Mr. Ho? My daily work intersects with old things, so I guess we're quite familiar. What kind of person was Foreman Ting? He treats people a bit harshly, so he's not very popular among the workers. However, I know that he's just too obsessed with studying metallurgy. Obsessed with what he loved? I totally get him. I heard that he had a habit of worshipping the statue. Do you know what it started, Mr. Ho? If you're asking about the statue, it's a long story. The quality of our steel products were not stable, so we didn't have any steady flow of funds. Mr. Sheng imported a Germany Siemens Martin furnace in order Mr. Lee's to improve quality. We thought the problem would be solved, but our steel rails still have quality defects. Mr. Lee placed the stress onto old Ting. Ting made a pledge, promising that he would get the job done. So that's when the Foreman Ting began worshipping the gods. The statue was originally arranged by Mr. Lee. It was meant to be a symbol of luck. Who would have thought that old Ting became obsessed with worshipping the gods? He often closed himself up inside the office all day long. He became unusually thin and pale with a face, and he kept on mumbling strange things. What did he say? I don't quite remember. Something about Chinese learnings and Western learnings. Chinese tradition values for foundation, Western ideology for practical use. That's it. He said to make steel in Hangyang, do as the ancient Hangyangers do. Well, I don't get that at all. I regret that I haven't paid more attention, otherwise none of this would have. Were you present when the incident occurred, Mr. Ho? I was checking inventory and only heard a bang. When I got there, the fire had been put out. I didn't know until after that it was. Mr. Ho, when and where was the last time you saw Foreman Ting? I ran into him yesterday evening, right around here. It was almost payday, so I was busy verifying the account book. I went to double check the workers' attendance with old Ting. But when I met up with old Ting, he still appeared absent-minded. He didn't respond when I called out to him. He walked into the office and locked himself inside. Everyone knows that he locks the door when he's worshipping the gods. When you saw him yesterday, was there anything else unusual about him? Nothing else, no. Oh, I do remember a small detail though. I don't know if it counts. When I ran into him yesterday, he was wearing a headcloth. I've never seen him wear one before. He doesn't usually wear a headcloth. He thinks it's stuffy, so he rarely wears one. This detail deserves attention. I wrote it down, Chung. Okay. Lee. Mr. Deputy Administrator, please tell us more about Foreman Ting. Foreman Ting began working at this ironworks since it was initiated. He learned chemical calculation and steel making, also spent time in the laboratory. For the past 6 months, he's been transferred to the factory floor to work as a foreman. Although he was sometimes tough and stubborn, he's always been keen on studying steel making. Recently, we imported the most advanced Siemens Martin furnace from Germany. He had been researching on a new method of open hearth steel making, but he hasn't found the knack of it yet. The quality of the last batch was less than ideal. Incidents. So Lee, I heard that there was something wrong with the quality of the steel rails. It's hard to explain. I heard that the hardest part of steel making is removing the phosphorus. Fragmentation easily appears in the steel with high phosphorus content. Was this the type of problem you were facing? Seems like Afu knows the ropes. Indeed. Due to some reasons, high quality ores from the die was transported to Japan. We only got the lower grade ores. The plasma converter we originally had can't remove phosphorus effectively, so we spent a large sum of money to import the Siemens Martin furnace from Germany. It really takes the painstaking effort for everyone to make good steel. It's only natural that we treat industrial prosperity as our duty. Mr. Deputy Administrator, where were you when the incident occurred? I was busy entertaining a guest, so I wasn't on the furnace factory floor. When I got there, the fire had already been put out. Fortunately, no. Although the fire was put out, terrifying rumors began to spread. The workers refused to work. Oh, sorry guys, one moment. Gotta stretch. I hope that Detective Shen is able to uncover the truth as soon as possible. Why did Mr. Lee make us cast these ingots? Shh, keep your mouth shut. Someone's coming. Are these ingots made from the furnace that Foreman Ting fell into? That's right. You mister should stay away from this kind of unlucky thing. It'll be difficult to deal with later on if the molten steel cools down inside the ladle. Even so, we can't use these. The blood and bones of Foreman Ting's in there. Just thinking about it gives me creeps. Human body is mainly composed of water and carbon. Its density far less than molten steel. His body won't sink into the molten steel, but float on the surface and flow into the slag tank. So, in all essence, these are just ordinary steel ingots. Then you think his soul could be in these ingots? Wu, keep your mouth shut. It's time to get back to work. The master, I'm afraid the shrine will unleash its powers again. Please wait. You just mentioned the shrine unleashing its powers? What do you mean by that? What shrine? You must be deaf and heard me wrong. Jung and I both heard you. You definitely said it just now. Mister, that's right. It's taboo. We are entrusted by Mr. Deputy Administrator to investigate the case of the following incident. If you don't cooperate, you might be convicted of covering up the crime. Please don't be angry, mister. We talk. About a month ago, Awu and Alting had a little argument. Awu, young and candid, kicked the shrine. The statue fell. He said some words of disrespect. Then the shrine unleashed its powers. Well, yeah, there was smoke coming out of the shrine and there was gunpowder smell in the air. My head started buzzing. I couldn't breathe, but I wanted to cough, so I almost fainted. Then what happened? Ting said that Awu had offended the god of fire, and then he kicked everyone out of the room. That very night, Awu got sick and lost his voice. I had nightmares. Whenever I closed my eyes, I saw the statue staring at me. If the foreman hadn't begged the gods for forgiveness on Awu's behalf eventually, I'm afraid he wouldn't even be able to speak now. Could you? He said, please forgive us, but we really can't say anymore. Why are you so scared? It must have been part of it somehow, maybe. Could it be that the shrine really unleashed its powers? Afu, do you know of any gas that smells of gunpowder and could harm the respiratory tract? Do you think there was something off about the smoke, Chan? The smell of gunpowder usually appears after a firecracker is set off. The firearms made in Hanyang are quite famous though. Afu, gunpowder doesn't cause our hoarseness of the voice, does it? Generally, it doesn't. How about I give a shrine a kick as well? There's no harm in trying. I prefer not to. What if there actually was a god? Chang, does wearing a headcloth even count as being suspicious? Wearing a headcloth in an ironworks not only prevents burns, but also reduces water loss. People do not have a change in habits slightly, not unless there is a particular reason. Right. That was strange of him. Wait, what? The doors are locked. Off limits to loiterers. Mr. Patrolman, why is its door locked? What does that have to do with you? Sir, we were entrusted by Deputy Administrator Lee to investigate the Ting's case. Oh, so as Mr. Detective, then of course I have to help you out. However, this room is impure. What? Impure? Everyone knows deep down how old Ting died. Beware of the shrine in that room. We're not scared. Let's in to have a look. Thank you for your troubles, sir. Mr. Patrolman, why haven't you opened the doors yet? It really stresses me out having to help you open these doors. We need to complete investigations within 2 days, so we're short on time. Oh my, thinking about opening this door is making my head ache. Could I ask you for help? The heck is he doing? How can we help? I just heard a crisp, pleasant sound ringing off from you two. You lend me a hand to wreck my memories? You freaking want the money? Sure. An asshole. This sounds it is so enlightening to me. Oh my god.
先生，
It's just scare
这
me,
尊
man.
神像虽然平平无奇，但在听了那些流，竟然莫名有点瘆的，就好像干将爷爷和莫爷奶奶在看。
啊！谁允许你们随便进来的？
谁？
你说呢？
难道是我？
姑娘，不必再装神弄鬼了。
谁装神弄鬼了？
哼，若不是想捉弄人，为什么不开灯？
我刚调查完这里，正要离开，是你们自己硬闯进来的。怎么，小弟弟？
才没有呢！
没被吓到的话，你叫谁奶奶呢？
先生，我们开
调查？调查什么？
对啊，市里会办专。
什么？他答应给我独家的呀？你是
记者小姐误会了，在下沈仲平，是一名侦探。
原来是查案的侦探啊，误会了，我是护报的记者文可欣。不过，在这个案子里，侦探
啊，什么？
我就要查明真相了，连明日的头条都拟好了。独家揭秘汉阳铁厂。
既然如此，文小姐
想从我这获得消息可以。
我擅长格致学，先生擅长推理。
格致学好，能帮我的文章。
Why is Miss Wen here at the ironworks? The ironworks had just won orders from the Yangtze Railway and the Canton Hankow Railway. However, its products were said to have quality problems. It's at the center of a storm. My journalist intuition tells me that there is room for a news report here. Former Glory Gong, Hengyang Ironworks endures hardship. A news report like this. The title alone already sounds interesting. Yet, I was halfway done with my trap when this happened. So now you're planning to write about Formanting's falling incident? I'm sorry for what happened, but this is definitely a better story. What were you doing at the time of the incident, Miss Wen? I was originally planning to take some photos of the factory floor this morning. When I got to the factory floor, I ran into Mr. Lee. He wanted to show me the new metal mixer. It wasn't long after we left the factory floor that we heard an explosion. We hurried on back. Was a rope barrier at the site of the incident arranged by Miss Wen? That's right. If the site is damaged in any way, the news report might be inaccurate. This measure was immensely helpful to the investigation. Well, of course, I'm a senior reporter. You can start. About the truth. Miss Wen, what's the truth about that you discover? You want me to just give you the answers? You know soon enough. Come on! It's getting late. I still need to go to the metal casting platform to get my camera. Excuse me. Don't forget our promise. Hey, now that she's gone. The shrine is dedicated to the statue of Ganjan and Moye. The shrine is made of rosewood. It also holds an incense burner in a candlestick. A copper incense burner with 3 sticks of incense placed vertically. The desk is clean, but the inkstone is covered with dust. It hasn't been used in a long time. Blueprints of the imported furnace under paperweight, also documents in foreign languages. These papers are covered in handwritten notes. It seems like Formanting put in a lot of work. Could a craftsman who studies technology and reads foreign documents be so suspicious? That's hard to say. My idol, Mr. Newton, was a devout believer of theology in his old age. We should record the condition of the desk first. Judging from the previous investigation, Ting was obsessed with steelmaking technologies. Then again, all oddities related to the shrine also indicate that he was worshipping a statue. Maybe he was just too focused on achieving success, that's why he decided to go to extremes. Or perhaps the statue holds a different meaning for him. Maybe it has something in there. Here's a board made of copper with several rows of hooks on it. Looks like workers need to hang their name badges on this board when they're on duty. Yep. This is the floor plan for the factory floor. The map looks quite new. It was probably put up not long ago. A working drawing of the open hearth furnace is pasted right beside it. Zhang, Miss Wen mentioned going into the metal casting platform to get her camera back. Could it be that she caught something shocking on the camera? I need to go to the metal casting platform to speak with those who witnessed the incidents. Go to practice. Rule number 1, living without permission during work hours is prohibited. Rule number 2, name badges must be hung on the board during working hours. Number 3, all of the materials used in production shall be managed by the foreman. 4, those who are absent from work will be fined 7 days in wages. It's rough. It's a Western Wall clock here. The engraving says that it was a gift from the Wuhan Chamber of Commerce for waters transport. I don't think I missed anything else. Chung, we reached the metal casting platform if we go up from here. Huh? There's a camera over here. This probably belongs to Miss Wen. It's completely burned. What a waste of a good camera. Them again. But these people keep coming up here. I just shoo a woman away. Now 2 more guys. It's time for us to start casting ingots, so go back down right now. Owl, it's the detectives. You have to speak more politely. Huh? Is that an owl and his master? My apologies for disturbing you both. I still have a few more questions to ask. You're too kind, mister. Just call me Oh Chow. What do the two of you think of Foreman Ting? We don't have any particular thoughts about the foreman. He got what he deserved. There's nothing more to say about it. Oh. It seems that the two of you don't like Foreman Ting very much. From his point of view, anything anyone else does is always wrong. He just doesn't like us. Awu, there's no fault in the foreman being strict with his demands. Everyone did as he said, but the last batch of steel rails still screw up, didn't it? He's just picking holes. Were you two the ones who witnessed the process of Foreman Ting's falling incident this morning? Yes. If I could trouble you two, please tell me what you saw and heard at that time. This was the first trial production since the furnace was shut down and renovated. Just when we began casting, Awu suddenly said, "The foreman is watching on us." It was him, standing next to the outlet. Molten steel was coming out, yet he didn't mind the heat. Are you sure that the person you saw at the time was Foreman Ting? I'm sure he was laying on the rail at the time. He looks spiritless. He kept staring downward. You did not notice Foreman Ting before this moment? No, he just appeared there out of the blue. The railings are super hot when molten steel is pouring out, but he didn't care at all. If he wasn't possessed by something, then what? Oh Chow, you said earlier that when you saw Foreman Ting, molten steel was coming out. Do you see Foreman Ting or anyone else open the molten steel outlet shutter? No. When we began casting, both molten steel's outlets were closed. I remember clearly. I don't know who did it. It wasn't time to open the shutter yet. And then I just watched as the railing that he was leaning on disappear.
Huh?
What? You mean the railing broke off and fell into the molten steel along with him? No, it did disappear. Just vanished out of thin air. I was watching the entire time. I didn't see anything else fall in. Okay. Oh Chow, did you also see the railing suddenly disappear? I didn't see it as vividly as Awu did, but the foreman was indeed leaning against the railing and then he suddenly fell into the ladle. It exploded and fire was everywhere. When I looked again, he was no longer there and there was no railing either. Have you noticed anything unusual about him this morning? He was wearing a headcloth that he usually doesn't wear and nothing else. Yeah, I saw it too. Misters, we're about to start casting soon. Just go back down already. Don't be in our way. Fine. Oh, that's how they do it. Nice. Detective Shen, Mr. Deputy Administrator is waiting for you in the office. He said that progress has been made in the case, so he's asking to meet up with you, Detective. I have already finished the investigation. It's time to discuss with Mr. Lee. Hold on, let's check my doubt first. Junk, things seem to be getting stranger and stranger. We still haven't figured out how Form and Ting appear out of thin air. 2 more oddities, the disappearance of the railing and the sudden opening of the shutter. Even if Form and Ting was able to avoid old Lee, it would be quite difficult for him to unseen by old Chow and Ah Wu. How exactly could this have been achieved? You don't want to talk to me. Got me money. Maybe later. Hold on. Let's see. I want to see if we miss anything before we go in there. Okay, we cannot go there. Okay, we gotta go in. And it just seemed like we might have more information from listening to
本记
Miss
者已
Wen.
查明丁匠木坠炉一事始末，诸位不。本记者，请说。
Reported
经过
thinks
调查
they are smart.
我认为丁教木之死非鬼神作祟，自杀。
Suicide.
自杀，绝无可能。今日是马丁炉试产的紧要关头，丁匠木心系此事，绝不会在今日自杀。
正因为今日重要，他才会选择在今日自杀。
啊，这是为何？
多年来，丁匠木一直痴迷于钻研炼钢技术。他提出的改进炼钢工艺改良之法，据说能大大降低钢铁的成本。汉阳铁厂的钢轨也因此广开销路，接连拿下大额订单。在关键时刻，钢轨却爆出了。
其实，这事也不能全怪老丁，主要还是所用焦炭的含磷量太高。
为解决问题，丁匠木提出再次改进工艺，并在李会班面前不料，接连几次试产都失败了。绝望的他，只能将希望寄托于迷信传说。所以，今早是一场策划过的自杀，或者说是献祭。
这
悲喜，匠木血肉铸铁钢。这就是我下一篇报道的标题了。
文小姐这么肯定丁匠木是自杀？
那当然，我在公事房的书桌上发现了丁。
等，绝笔信在哪儿？
如此重要的新闻材料，
你怎么能私藏？
公事房里人多手杂，我担心线索，怎么能算私藏呢？
Just hiding evidence.
文小姐，可否将信？
可以。
多年以来，吾费心尽力，只求炼得好钢。然而，无论尝试何种方法，均无法成功。看来，吾当效法干将莫邪，如此，定能感动上苍。丁大风于平卢车间公事房。
先生，真的是一封。
大人，上面的。
文记者没有损坏证物吧？
怎么可能？我是冤。
既然如此，许恒，你去通告事件始末一批。
且慢，这封信有问题。
这封信很普通啊。
信中的细节之处，与已有的文小姐，我会一句一句的回顾这封绝笔信，然后将有疑问的内容与收集到的证物进行比对。如果找到了与绝笔信内容有矛盾的证物，
好啊。
Okay.
那就开始吧。
Moment of truth. Are we gonna fail? We got like 5 tries.
多年以来，吾费心尽力，只求炼得好钢。然而，无论尝试何种方法，均看来，吾当效法干将莫邪，如此，定能感动上苍。丁大风
于平卢。